Hello everyone, welcome to a playlist review for Sunshine Connection video cookbook. So the first recipe you should check out for your family's Halloween meal is the Rotel Velveeta taco salad. It's recipe 5 and it's really good. It's cheesy, it's spicy, it's yummy. So that's one recipe you should check out. The next recipe you should check out is the Rattlesnake Eggs. And this is a very perfect title for this recipe. It is Rattlesnake Eggs, meaning it's got a bite to it. So it's crescent rolls, pork sausage, cream cheese, and jalapenos. It's recipe 11. There are 3 parts to it. Definitely recommend that you do this recipe. It is very good, and you can make it with or without the jalapenos. Definitely give it a try. Another recipe that you should try with a twist, this is the cornbread meatloaf that we made. It's recipe number 9, and actually I saw a recipe, well, not a recipe, it's a way to make meatloaf where you put cans or something or some kind of a rounded type, like a cylindrical type thing, and you take your meatloaf and you kind of make it look like legs and feet. So you could take recipe number 9 and turn it into meatloaf feet. Let me see if I can find that and I'll show you. Alright, so there's the feet loaf. And as you can see, they have, looks like onions inside to make the rounded part of the top of the feet. And then they have little onion slices for the toenails. And it does look like feet. And this is called Halloween Feet Loaf. Hashtag Spooky Barbecue. It's at the channel GT's Barbecue and Cuisine. So there are plenty of meatloaf spooky recipes. This is actually feet loaf, but you might check it out. You can make the cornbread meatloaf or the breadcrumb meatloaf that we have on our recipes here. And then you could turn it into one of these spooky creations. So I definitely recommend for your Halloween meal that you try making our meatloaf into feet loaf. You can also follow GT's barbecue meatloaf recipe if you want. But that's the way to turn spooky, a regular thing, into something spooky. Well, it's not so spooky. You can make the tuna noodle casserole, which is recipe number 12. There are 2 parts to this video. And one thing you could do is, you could use like tomato veggie noodles or green veggie noodles for the tuna noodle casserole to make it look like green worms or red worms. You could add like ketchup to it if you're into ketchup, or you could use like some sort of a reddish sauce on it. But I would recommend like doing like green noodles or like red tomatoey noodles, or I don't know, you could even do elbow macaroni. Just a way to take a spooky casserole and amp it up. You could also put like pieces of red pepper in it to make it a little spookier. You could use red onion, but it would definitely taste like worms, and it would definitely be a good thing if you made even just a little batch of it for someone who's blindfolded to stick their hands in to feel it. But that would definitely be a way to make this spooky. So definitely make a spooky tuna noodle casserole. Depending on the strength of the tuna, you might even be able to use like a reddish seasoning powder, like Old Bay seasoning or something. But definitely a recipe to be creative with. The recipe with the breadcrumb meatloaf is recipe 16. Another good recipe for your Halloween uh, small family get together is the banana cream pudding / banana cream pie. This you can actually, if you would like, you could add some red food coloring to the pudding, and it could be like a blood pie or something. And the wafers that you use in the pudding, you could add a dab of food coloring in the middle of them, or you could even dye your pudding green or black. And for the whipped cream, you could definitely whip in some color to it, like red or black or green. So that's a definite recipe. That is 13 and 14 for those recipes. And also for the crust for the pie, you could use the Oreo cookie crust instead of the graham cracker crust to give it a little bit of a darker look. Also, another great recipe for a Halloween, small, just your family get together is awesome sauce cake, recipe 22. It's got 2 parts, and this is basically a perfect Halloween treat because it's sugary, it's chocolatey, it's creamy, it's delicious, and you can add some color to the whipped cream to make it like extremely red, or you can make the whipped cream black or grayish or green. You could even cover this thing in like Oreo cookie pieces and put like tombstones on it, or like gummy worms or Vienna fingers or something to make it look kind of like a creepy little graveyard if you wanted to. So, and don't forget we did a bay leaf meatloaf recipe 21 also. Lots for you to choose from. Okay, the other thing you can do is recipe 17, apple enchiladas. Now, one thing you could do, I'm not really sure how they would taste exactly, but I know that the spinach tortillas, they really don't have much of a spinach taste. So what you could do is do spinach tortillas and like do the apple enchilada recipe, and it'd be like witch fingers with that have a creamy texture to it. So definitely look into that one. If you want to prank some people at your family get together, you could do this nice looking chocolate frosted cake that looks like it's going to be so perfectly chocolatey and sugary, and then they bite into it and it's carrot cake. That's recipe 19. It was very good. So, hey, go for it. We also have our pecan pie recipe or pecan pie recipe number 20, if you want to do that. And you can definitely, for your caramel sauce, you can definitely add like some red food coloring to it or something to give it that scary look. Let's see here. These are all the recipes that we've done and a few things that we haven't. So, definitely. I recommend you doing, where is it? Where are you? It's, spicy salsa. I definitely recommend you doing that recipe. It is so good. It's got red onions. It's got white onions. It's got radishes. It's got jalapenos. It's got all sorts of goodness. That's recipe number 7. And it is awesome. So definitely check out that video. And also, Mama's Chili would be another good Halloween recipe. You could add in things to make it look like eyeballs. You can add in monster eyes. You could add in, you know, kind of anything you wanted to kind of make it even spookier, like spaghetti or whatever. But that's recipe number 6. It was so, it's very good. So anyway, those are a few recipes that you can do to have a delicious Halloween. Also, try our very first recipe, which was Mexican casserole. That was very good too. And the tater tot casserole as well, recipe 4. So I hope you have a very safe Halloween. I hope you are staying safe, social distance. Remember to wear your mask under your mask. And I know that, it's traditional to have Halloween parties, but I hope you have a very, family-based get-together and not too big of a party, because we want all of our consumers and all of our people in Topeka to be safe. And please enjoy some of those recipes. And if you make them in a spooky way, we love to see it. And we look forward to sharing with you the next recipe. The next recipe coming up, which is Southern fried chicken. So have a safe Halloween, and we hope to see you again with a new recipe from Sunshine Connection. And please, if we would love to see your costumes, so share that to our Facebook page. And well, happy Halloween, everyone.